okay? If I could drop a mic, I would. I don't have one, so we're gonna drop the phone. He blamed me and doTERRA for tearing his 18-year marriage apart. If I don't sense victim mentality, I don't know. Oh, let's just hear what he said on my... He left a YouTube comment. Okay, let's hear him out before you go jumping to conclusions, okay? Alright, he said, he said, Lance McGowan, I am talk texting, so no punctuation, sorry. Okay, thank you for the, the heads up. He said, well, let me explain my anti-MLM predisposition. Okay, he must have been watching my videos, because is he being facetious? Probably. Alright, so he says, and negative, otherwise inaccurate conclusions. Because my wife has been involved with the essential oils for 3 years, she is all in, okay? And she loves them, and she has been busting her hump. Thank you for not giving an opportunity for me to bleep that out, so that's great, thanks. Trying to get her own business off the ground, constantly going to conferences, listening listening the mentors, maybe to the mentors. He's doing talk, speak to text or whatever, so okay. Watching YouTube videos like yours, which I do appreciate, you know what I'm saying? Listening to friends who are also involved and doing everything they tell her to do. The problem is she has poured her life into this for the last 3 years, and we have done nothing but spend money on it. Well, that's what you do with a business. You invest in it, and hopefully it gives you some money back. You put in $1 and you get back $2. But not in all cases. Sometimes you have to wait 3 to 5 years for that to even happen for a lot of businesses. But let's continue to hear what he has to say. It's to the point that our bills are suffering. Okay. The things we need around the house are suffering. Our 7 children, good night. Getting big, man. That's inappropriate. Took being fruitful and multiplying to a whole nother level, but I ain't mad at you, okay? The 7 children are suffering with not getting the basic things they need so that we can continually pour, put P-O-O-R, pour everything we have into this business that everybody is convincing her that one day will be more than profitable and we will make back all the money we're pouring to it now. Alright, so first of all, Dave Ramsey talks about the 4 walls that you have to pay for before you even do anything else. Number 1, it's your house, right? So make sure your rent is paid or the mortgage payment is paid. That's number 1. Transportation costs, so gas, registration, tires, whatever you need to do to take care of that. Then you got your food, right? Hopefully it's mostly groceries, but if not, you got restaurants and fast food, which I don't mean, okay, but it's food. Maybe not, we'll just say food. And then you got clothing, so right, clothes on your back, making sure, you're properly equipped for hot weather, cold weather, whatever it is. You got those 4 things that need to be covered. The supplements, the essential oils, those would be an enhancement to your quality of life, and those would be done after the 4 walls are being paid for. So having a budget, and this is where, I think the 3 main deficits in our educational system / real life is financial education. That's severely lacking. Like practical, savings accounts, retirement plans, emergency funds, stuff like that. Stuff Dave Ramsey teaches in his Financial Peace University class. Then we have conflict resolution training. That's severely lacking because people just, fight or flight mode, fly all, then make a mountain out of a molehill, get all crazy, instead of trying to be more reasonable and resolve things better. And then we have a lack of health and wellness education that's focused on the natural. So those 3 things are missing. I'm trying to, I don't think he really talks about what company she's a part of, or I maybe missed that. But anyways, we're going to continue to read here. But that's what I wanted to mention because finances and health are interrelated. I've done videos on those before. Hopefully, you know, this person, he's left a number of comments that weren't so positive, but approaching those with an open mind would probably be in his best interest. All right, anyways, he says, I'm not against essential oils. Okay, I believe they have benefits, but I also, going off a facts-based experience, I think he meant to say fact-based experience, do not believe they do half of what people like you claim they do. Okay, he's kind of going in on me, but we're going to, you know, forgive and love this individual. He then says, she has been so convinced by people like you. I mean, I feel like a finger's being pointed at me every time that people like you. Right. That if she loves her family and values their health, that these oils are one of the most important things she can spend her money on, even though we have seen very little results. There's so much to say. I think it's already been said, but take care of the four walls first. Use the essential oils as a customer, become a product of the product. And again, you know, I covered this in another video, but the 5 things that determine your success financially, more so in a network marketing business, are your skills, goals, effort, as well as the quantity and quality of your network, as well as the lead generation system. And so if any of those are limited, then you will be limited in the results you see. So instead of saying this company, this product, this person, you, Lance, and your videos is the problem, we should look at those 5 things and see where the limitations are. And I mention that because I think that's so important, because what does that do? When you blame someone or something for your problems, you give them the power. Now they have the power to control your emotions. But when you say, no, I feel what I want to feel, and I can choose what to do with that feeling after that, right? I can blame and shame others for making me feel some type of way, to be caught up in my feelings. Or I can say, acknowledge, I feel this way. It's because of what this person said or did or whatever, but I'm going to choose a more positive, you know, action to take with my thoughts, words, or actions. I'm going to journal. I'm going to work out. I'm going to develop an action plan to really increase those limitations so they ain't limitations no more. But, you know, that's if you have a focus on being reasonable and you value personal development, which a lot of people don't. I know you do, because you wouldn't be watching this much of the video if at least you weren't, you know, somewhat aligned to that, or if you just like watching my videos, which I do appreciate. All right, so he then goes on to say, unless you ask her, these people that want to believe in something will see things that just aren't there. I guess placebo effect? The fact is, we have spent so much money, she has spent so much time away from me, okay, and our children, okay, and just have not seen anything from it yet. I mean, patience is key. Those 5 things I mentioned are key, but we're not going to beat a dead horse, okay, because I don't like beating anything that's already dead. Okay, yet he says, you have to know that there are a lot more people going through what we're going through than there are people experiencing this success that you are experiencing. First of all, success is not just financial. It's your mental health. Okay, let's talk about that. It is your emotional health, right? Your feelings. It is your physical health. Okay, notice that is just your body so far, pretty much. You have your financial health, right? And then you have some other types of health, maybe like your relationships that you have. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, so if there's other ones, obviously, the point I'm trying to make is there's like lots of ways that you are successful in life, and a lot of times people are lopsided to, like, they got the money but the family life sucks, or they got the family but the money sucks, or, you know, something. So it's important to have a rising tide that lifts all boats, where, you know, you're trying to, you know, move it up here and there in different segments. You can do it, it's possible. You just got to be very intentional and not have a victim mentality. Alright, so here we go. He then said, this is a long comment, which I do appreciate. You know, people spend a lot of time, and, you know, I do appreciate. He says, the only way people like you can make the money that you do is by standing on the backs of many people like me. No? What are you talking about? The last 3 years have honestly been the hardest part of me and my wife's 18-year marriage. the fact that I have begun to see through the oils. Okay, so again, are we blaming the essential oils of the company for your marital problems? I mean, sounds like you need to go through Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. Just keeping it real. I did it too. I've done it. It helped me a lot, right? Just helped me understand where the money's going in, how the money's going out, and developing, game plans for stuff. Or at least getting a, anyway, Financial Peace University. Link in the description. All right. And the MLM scheme, he says, is beginning to draw a huge wedge between me and my wife, and thanks to people like you who have convinced her how vital they are for our existence. I mean, I talked about how they enhance your quality of life, which is really important, but you don't need them to survive. I mean, they definitely can take you from here to here in your quality of life, but they don't, like, you need whole food, nutrient-dense food to keep you alive, clean water and sanitary living conditions. I mean, that's what's going to keep you alive. But it's okay, though. He is in the moment. He is just letting it off his chest. So here we go. And so am I. No, I'm just kidding. He says, she is now at the point where I feel that if I put my foot down and say that we are no longer going to be a part of these oils, that it might cost me the most important thing that God has given me on this earth, and that is my family. And he did, like, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exclamation points after that family part. All right, so, whew, I think this was therapeutic for him. He really just got to say a lot. Hopefully he wasn't driving, because he said the whole text-to-speech stuff. But hopefully he got a lot off his chest. And this is, I'm glad I can provide a receptacle for all the trash. I mean, for a sounding board for all the feedback. He says, I started off very enthusiastic about essential oils before I acquired my anti-MLM predisposition and negative, otherwise very accurate conclusion. And that's what he ended on. So, facial expressions and all. I could just feel it through the phone. Alright, here's what I responded back with. Thank you for caring enough to leave such a long rebuttal, because that took time out of his day. I really do appreciate that, because that's time you never get back. All right, so I said I can understand where you're coming from, but okay, here's where the realness starts. Put your kids to bedtime. No, I'm just kidding. I said, number one, blaming others for your financial or business situation is not reasonable, especially since no one forced you to do anything, and you are in choice with regards to your thoughts, words, and actions. I'm telling you, he went in on me. Well, just, you're gonna dish it out. You gotta be willing to take it. That's all. Number two, many people in similar or worse financial situations in doTERRA have been able to turn things around because they had the right skills, goals, effort, lead generation system, quantity, and quality of network, on top of having a supportive spouse from a morale and or financial position, right? So either you have savings or you have a spouse that works full-time that's able to help you in your financial situation as you grow your doTERRA. I don't know if they're in doTERRA or Young Living or another network marketing company, because that wasn't really clear, but I'm just going to say doTERRA because that's what I'm about. All right. Number three, making sure your 4 walls, which I did talk about earlier, are covered each month is of most importance. So that's, again, your housing costs, your transportation costs, your food costs, and your clothing costs. These are necessities to live, period, right? Going through Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University would be a good next step. I mentioned that earlier, but I really do believe that, because if you don't get the education growing up and you don't get it in real life, when are you going to get it? It's when you seek it out. It's when you take the time. You're like, Lance, I ain't got no time. You just like, no, you make time for the things that you value. And if you value, financial independence or financial security or getting your finances on point, then that course is going to be a great first step, especially because he mentioned God and family in the same comment rant. And when you do that, Dave Ramsey is a God-fearing man, and this is a course that honors God because you're stewarding your resources in a way that is responsible and mature, instead of just saying essential oil, this company, you Lance are the problem. Anyways, Whew, I'm getting stuff off my chest too. It's a two-way street. Okay, here we go. Then I said your conclusion about MLMs would only be accurate if you could show fact-based evidence that what you experience is A, representative of the whole, active distributors, right? B, your monthly income and spending was well documented and tracked before, okay, I'm gonna say it again, before and after starting an essential oil MLM. And 3, or C, your skills, goals, effort, lead generation system, and quantity and quality of network was well documented before, during, and after your anti-MLM predisposition occurred. Okay, if I could drop a mic, I would. I don't have one, so we're gonna drop the phone. Caught it because this is worth $1,000. What are the lessons learned, you may be saying? I mean, the lessons have already been taught. I mean, we kind of just was like boom, boom, bang. But we're going to summarize it for the people who are like, Lance, really? Like, why are you... Here's the lessons learned for those who like summaries. Taking personal responsibility for your thoughts, your own thoughts. Own. It's in the word own. You're owning. Your own thoughts, words, and actions is key. Number 2, blaming and shaming others for your problems or shortcomings gives them power over your life and is very unreasonable, okay? And number 3, we're gonna wrap it up. We're going to end on a strong note. This is because there is always something that you could have improved upon if personal development is valued. Yeah, okay, so... You know, wasn't trying to, again, make somebody feel bad, judge them. But at the same time, the way that he was coming at it was like, come on now. Like, come on now. Anyways, what do you think? Do you think he had a point? Do you think that personal responsibility should have been taken, period? Or more personal responsibility? Was it the company's fault? Was it the essential oils? Really? Was it? Anyways, leave a comment below, hit the like button if you did, and hit subscribe for future video updates. And most importantly, hey, check out those links. I know I just gave you like 4 or 5 things to do, but anyways, just pick one of them. Links in the description below to learn more about other stuff that's really cool and will help you in your life. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.